All right, so you made your way through the hip hop scene, underground scene in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely did a lot of work with a lot of artists, and definitely built off a lot of those connections that you had when you first came to Atlanta. Um, where was the transition into actually taking up DJing, the art form?
So to be honest, I bought a controller. No, wait. I didn't buy a controller. I feel like after me and you started doing the events,
DiBiase,
DiBiase, we started doing events. We had a DJ Blakboy, one of our good friends. He
Carti, Playboi
Playboy
Carti's.
Carti's DJ. He gave me a controller and was like, if you wanna mess around here. And I was fucking around with it at the crib. Then I upgraded, bought me another one. I was just, I just was doing it for myself. I didn't want to do it for nobody else. I'll be at the crib like, damn, I don't want to keep putting songs on a playlist. I want to mix them, blend them, fuck around with them. So I started doing that. And then DiBiase told me one day, "What you doing, man? You need to get out here and DJ, man. You gotta get out here and DJ, man. I can't keep just DJing all the events by myself, man. You need to get out here and do it." And I was skeptical. I didn't want to do the shit for nobody. I ain't, my temperament as far as like taking requests and dealing with people at the booth, like I didn't think I was ever going to get to that point where I knew how to deal with that. So I was just like, eh. But ended up when we started our brunch event,
Get brunch.
Get Brunch DiBiase. I came back and I DJed our first Get Brunch event, and I never looked back and kept it going, man. It's like this shit is like therapy, to be honest. Like getting on turntables, playing records, just pulling up shit that I ain't hear in a while, and getting new stuff, and trying to see what it blends with, what it go with. It just became like a way to let off steam as opposed to screaming on somebody and busting my ass. You know what I mean? So it was an easy transition for me because one, like I said back in the day, I kind of learned how to do it, so I knew the fundamentals of it. I just wasn't all the way technically good with it. You know what I mean? I didn't never really take the time until now. But I got serious. I took the craft serious, got tables, practiced, started learning little things here and there, and it was an easy transition into that for me because one, I already knew music too. You know what I mean? A lot of people think that you could just get the equipment and be a DJ overnight, but you got to still know records. You know what I mean? Because ultimately, you create a feeling for people. You know what I mean?
What was the reaction from other DJs? Because you were very popular as a MC, and this is around the time controllers started to pop up, and then next thing you know, a lot of DJs started to pop up. So what was the what kind of reaction did you get from other DJs? Were they supporting? Were they hating? What was going on?
I mean, a lot of DJs was hating, backhanded compliments. Niggas ain't really gonna say nothing crazy to my face, so they would feel away. You know what I mean? Or make little sly comments on social media about controlling DJs, and I'm not one of the people that be like, "Oh, that's directed at me." But when you know the person, you can tell that it's directed at you. Like I even had a DJ one time come in where I was spinning at and say, "Man, I had to come see it for myself." I was like, "What you mean?" He was like, "Man, yo, like you really can DJ." I thought it was just you just get at marketing. So and I was like, I mean, I respect that though. You know what I mean? Like somebody actually coming to check it out as opposed to just feeling away about it and saying slick shit. But that's the game though. You know what I mean? It's the game for everybody doing everything. It's like if somebody feel like you threatening their livelihood, and like I feel like a lot of DJs and a lot of DJs probably gonna feel away about me saying this, but it's a lot of niggas that be like, oh man, you don't take the craft serious. But I'm on tables. I'm on control. I'm on everything. You know what I mean? I'm on vinyl. I got, I got vinyl at the crib. I practice that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like people just threaten because a lot of DJs are just, I show up. You know what I mean? A lot of DJs just show up. They don't want to do nothing else. And they feel like that's all they need to do. You know what I'm saying? But it's a new day and age where showing up don't count no more. You know what I mean? Like, even if there is a controller DJ, there might be another DJ that's just as skilled as you that's doing more than you. Like I look at people like, shit, Jazzy Jeff. You know what I mean? He's the epitome of what most DJs want to be or get to, and he's doing more than other people. Yeah, granted, he can just show up, but he's not just showing up. He's showing and proving consistently, and marketing, branding, all that shit is in the bag for him. He do that too. So it's like, I feel like a lot of times, like, yeah, people felt the way, but I didn't care. Like, that shit didn't bother me.
Do you feel like a lot of DJs drop the ball? They might have the skills, but in these 2010s going into 2020s, you couldn't just be a show, like you say, a show up to the club, show up to the gig DJ. You
Yeah.
actually have to do the back end marketing, the front end marketing, the visualization, and sometimes graphics. Do you feel like a lot of DJs? Feel like DJs had it harder I guess, Serato and controllers as they do now, or do you feel like now, as a DJ, you have to be way more resourceful and creative as far as just to get your brand to stand out in a midst full of DJs?
The crazy thing is, I feel like they had it harder then and they got it hard now. You know what I mean? It's not like I don't think that this is a thing that's ever going to be easy, because this DJ skill ain't necessarily tangible. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily a product. It's a service. You know what I mean? So back then the service was few and far in between, because everybody couldn't do it. Everybody didn't want to do it. Some people did it for years and got really great at it. So when you came for them or you wanted to hire them for their services, you already knew what you was getting. You know what I mean? Now, granted, some of those people that were hiring them back in the day got to a point where they started realizing the business is changing. And as a DJ that does events as well, it's like, you got to make the dollar circulate. If I'm paying you more than I'm making, I can't put no money back into doing another event. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things that people will never grasp. They're like, oh, but you need to pay me because I'm in, da, da, da. And I respect that and I understand that. But if I can't, you can't shit on me because of that. Like, I feel like a lot of DJs get to the point where, like, if somebody reach out to them, say, yo, I want you to do X, Y, Z, they give them a price, and the person be like, oh, man, I can't do that. Oh, this motherfucker offered me this, he offered me that. As opposed to just saying, no, I can't do it for that, and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? And that fucks up a lot of shit. You know what I mean? But back to, the initial question of it being harder. Yeah, it's harder now, because it's like a lot of those just show up DJs don't, like, they'll say, oh, I don't fuck with the internet. What?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I just had a conversation with a DJ the other day, and he asked me, like, man, how you be everywhere? How do you DJ in so many different places? I utilize the internet to build relationships with people. I'm still a dude that grew up without the internet in my hand. So I know how to create relationships and build relationships, real relationships with people, and nurture them so that it can be beneficial for both of us. You know what I'm saying? And that goes with promoters, with DJs that we hire, me and you hire, you know what I'm saying, for our events. We nurture these relationships so that people don't gotta think second guess putting us in a position to do something. You know what I mean? A lot of DJs ain't doing that shit. They want to come get their money and they want to keep it fucking moving. You know what I mean? They cool, they comfortable with that. It's like an old cat that's just been on the job for years and all he just waiting to do is retire and get his pension. You know what I mean? A lot of people are like that. Now some older cats is, groundbreaking. You know what I mean? Like Invisible Scratch Picks, like all them dudes. They created these brands that are continuously growing. They putting the work in. They got merch. They got all this, but then they got the talent too. So it's like the game just flipped where that the talent is the icing and all the other shit is the cake now. You know what I'm saying? But that shit, I just feel like that should deter people from wanting to grow. It should make you want to get, like, hey man, I feel like if I look at people like that I know, where I'm like, all right, you got all the talent in the world, but if you had the mouthpiece, if you put the work in marketing wise, you would be 2 times up from where you at. But people know that you ain't gonna do that, so they keep you where you at. You know what I'm saying? That's any business.